Hey guys, Prowl 1701 here, and today we're reviewing the Abominable Snowmen, the newly animated story with the second Doctor from season 5. I very much enjoyed the animation. The animation itself and just the animated story. The animation I liked a lot more than I thought I was going to, because most of you guys know I didn't like Fury's animation at all. But I found the animation quality improved a lot with this story, even though some of the character models look similar. They've definitely learned a lot. Big Finish Creative has definitely learned a lot working on these. I thought Galaxy 4 was an improvement over Fury. I feel like Abominable is an improvement over Galaxy 4. Character movement looks a lot more fluid, and that makes a big difference. That's probably part of what bugged me so much about Fury, was that the motion looked bad. It was a huge step back from Macroterra and Faceless Ones. It just looked choppy like South Park. Here, characters move very naturally, very organically. I like that. And so I actually found myself really liking the animations. The 2D characters against the backdrops I didn't find very jarring like I did in Fury. They actually seemed to fit pretty well together for me. The backgrounds did look really good. I really liked them. So I was very pleased with this animation, a lot more than I was expecting to be. So that's a nice plus. The story itself, it's interesting because I like the story of the Abominable Snowmen. I've read the novel before I saw the animation. I've seen all of the animation now. It's interesting because I like it, but it's not the most memorable. Like, there's a reason why I'm not reviewing every single episode of it, is because it doesn't need a review for every single episode. It would mostly be me just talking about how surprised I am I like the animation. But the story itself is good, and I did like it. Troughton is great in it. I mean, we're mostly going by audio, but I love his voice. I do really enjoy the surviving episode too. I watched the black and white version of this, and I did watch it with the surviving episode too, so I did get to see some of that in there. It is a bit jarring when you're switching back from the live action to the animation, because the guest characters look different, because of course in the original production we did have white actors playing these roles. And I approve of the animation's decision to redesign them to make them look more accurate to how the people would have looked, and also how their clothes look more accurate to the time. One of the guys actually reminds me a lot of, was it Chochi or whatever his name was from Planet of the Spiders, the other Time Lord from Planet of the Spiders that helps the Doctor regenerate. One of them looks a lot like him. So I agree with that decision. I like that decision. It is a little jarring though, going from the surviving episode 2 back to that, because I'm trying to figure out, okay, which characters which. It took a minute for me to click which characters were which. But I agree with that decision that the animators made to do that. I think that was the right decision. For a 2022 production, for sure. I haven't watched the color version yet. I am looking forward to that. I enjoyed the story. My episode 6 in the black-white version has a slight glitch. About 10 minutes gets a little glitchy looking. From about the 5-minute mark to about the 15-minute mark, it gets these little artifacts, or whatever you call them, in them, where it glitches. It looks weird. Occasionally the sound will jump, and then it looks all pixely. I need to send Amazon, I guess, a message about that. But other than that, I enjoyed it. It looks good in black and white in the 4:3. It merges well with the surviving episode. I'm looking forward to watching the color version, but I have to say I really like the black and white version. It looked good. It felt like I was watching a second Dr. Troughton story, and that's what I wanted. So I enjoyed that. I'm not sure which one I prefer between this and Web of Fear, honestly. Because I've always found Web of Fear to be a bit overrated. It's good. It's really good. It's just overrated. I'm not sure which one I like better. Season 5 is a lot of overrated for me. I know a lot of people think it's his best season. It's my least favorite Troughton season, as all of the masterpieces I find a bit overrated in it. But Abominable Snowmen fits in that category of, I think it's good. I enjoy it. I don't think it's super memorable, but I really do enjoy it a lot. There's not really a lot to say. Again, that's why I didn't do individual episodes, is I don't really have a lot of in-depth thoughts about the story. Really, I do like Victoria in this story a lot. She seems a lot more active in this story than usual, because I'm not a big fan of Victoria, but she's very inquisitive and getting into things here and poking her nose in here. She's a lot like Joe. She reminds me a lot of like Zoe and Joe Grant, you know, getting involved probably where she shouldn't. You know, if you tell Joe not to do the thing, Joe is going to go do the thing. And that's kind of her in this. The animation gets that too. Some of the looks she gets on her faces too, these coy looks, these knowing looks, is a really good job by the animators. I like that. So this is quite possibly my favorite story when it comes to just Victoria. I really like what Victoria is doing in this one, because I'm usually not a Victoria fan, so I like her in this one. The scene when the Yeti attacked to get the orb, I didn't like as much, simply because I think it's better done in the novelization when the one guy goes to get the orb and he gets attacked, because it seemed like it was over too fast. The novel, I think, spent a little more time fleshing that out and making that fight between him and the Yeti and everyone going to help a little more drawn out, and I could picture it in my head better. So when it happened in the animation, it was over that fast. I'm like, that's it? Really? It's not a negative. It's just me saying that I read the book first, so I was expecting more out of it. It's still fine. But yeah, I was very pleased about Victoria. So yeah, I liked it. It's nice to be able to visually see the other side of Web of Fear. Now I can watch Abominable Snowmen and then turn around and watch Web of Fear if I want. It's interesting. Abominable Snowmen is a 6-parter with only 1 episode that survives, and Web of Fear is a 6-parter with only 1 episode missing. So that's my thoughts on that. The Abominable Snowmen. What do you think of it? Which version of it did you watch first? And which version of it, if you've seen both, do you prefer? Comment down below and let me know. I always enjoy hearing from you guys. Other things to do: click the like button and the subscribe button and the bell for notifications, so you never miss out on another video. I also have a Patreon. If you like what I do and would like to subscribe or help out with what I do, there's a link to that down in the description below. I want to give a shout out to 2 of my top tier patrons, Stephen Crane and the 5th Doctor. I appreciate their continued support, as I do the support of all of my patrons. I also have a P.O. box if there's anything you would like to send me. That's down in the description, as is a link to my Amazon wish list, which I update regularly. Most importantly though, thank you for watching.